This has been a company that makes no sense to me. I clearly know it's possible. Like, I know it's there. It just doesn't compute.
I'm going in with a 95% chance it fails for Ridge, but I'm going to light a couple $100,000 on fire because like Facebook ads were $0. Now they're $100 billion a year. If this is the next switch, give it my best chance at making it work.
So just please, can you teach me?
It's like when you hear about somebody doing $600 million, you're like, that's a lie. It must be a scam. How could somebody do that? Yeah, you don't get to triple your business without outside capital or without really awesome cash flow. Imagine if you had a pill, or every time you bought Ozempic, they also gave food to kids that are starving. It's like you'd buy into this mission of like, yeah, I don't want kids to starve, but I don't want to be fat. And then paying affiliates after the sale, huge cash flow benefit that I don't think people talk about enough.
There needs to be a mission. There needs to be margin. It's funny, we always say this here, there's no margin, there's no mission. Hudson himself is just so charismatic.
If you take too much, he's like, you get exiled from the group. He's like, they'll just cut you out of the conversations if all you do is take. They'll do like $600 million this year. So the third full year of business, $600 million in top line revenue.
That's mental.
We're talking HexCloud level scale in a third of the time. When I first met him and I heard about that, I'm like, that's impossible. It's like meeting aliens for the first time.
Also selling things that are like a tenth of the price.
The question is, why does Hudson feel comfortable telling everybody now? It's like the guy in 3 years made basically $1 billion in retail sales at margins, healthy margins, hundreds of millions of dollars in EBITDA, right? Why is he telling me?
There's like the law for this, right? It's like till somebody shows that something's possible, you think nothing is possible. It isn't. And then like as soon as one person does something, it's like, oh, now I get how he did it. And then everybody piles in.
Welcome to the Operators Podcast. My name is Mike Beckham, and we are proudly brought to you by Fulfil, Aftersell, Richpanel, Northbeam, Saras Analytics, and Postscript. We are a community for entrepreneurs that are building things. And if you want to be a part of this community, you can listen to the podcast, but you can also go sign up for our newsletter. A ton of awesome information in there. We also partner with Ecommerce Fuel, a forum for you to connect with other entrepreneurs that are building businesses where we can learn from one another. So without further ado, on to the pod.
Dealing with big box retailers means EDI connections. And that's often a trigger for needing an ERP system. We've been using EDI connections to Costco forever. And the only way that we've really solved that problem to make it seamless is through Fulfil. EDI adds complexity to everything you do, and Fulfil solves that complexity with their connections to their systems. You need Fulfil to move from being just a D2C brand to being a true multi-channel brand, because big box retailers are going to require you to connect to their systems using EDI. Let me tell you, it's way easier if you do it with Fulfil.
Welcome to the Operators Podcast. This is going to be episode 8001. I don't know the episode number. It's going to come out. You're going to love this content. Today, we're here to talk about COMFRT hoodies. And we did a mastermind meetup in LA in early December. It was free to attend. You have to make a donation to a charity. I'm going to tell you all about that event if you want to hear about it.
Yeah, dude, I want to hear because I saw some photos. It looked like it was actually pretty well attended. Like you guys drew out like quite the crowd. So the first thing is, whose house was it held at? I couldn't quite tell from the photo.
Yeah, so we were supposed to do it at our good friend Jeremy's house.
Yeah.
Jeremy doesn't like people all that much. So
that's why I'm like, there's no way it was Jeremy's house.
Yeah. So originally it was supposed to be 20 people we're supposed to get together. And then Jared, who runs Activate Talent, he was kind of doing the whole thing, right? He was putting together. And he's like, I want to have 30 people. And then he's like, I want to have 50. He's like, then I want to try 100. And Hudson from COMFRT's really pushing. He wants to have like the largest e-commerce mastermind ever. So he wants to eventually get to 1,000 people meeting up in person.
Wow.
Yeah. But so as soon as it gets above like 22 people, Jeremy's like, you have to do it at my house. It's like, I live here. But luckily, Mary Ruth from Mary Ruth Organics stepped up. She has a beautiful home. She also lives there, but she's way more okay with having 100 strangers in her backyard. So thank you, Mary Ruth, for throwing it. I'll just give you guys, maybe I'll just go through the whole play-by-play. It's like a 4 or 5 hour event. We'll talk about everything. There's some really good lessons on TikTok Shop. There's some really good lessons on creator seeding. And to kind of give you the framework before we get started, people have been trying to run a 4-minute mile forever. And like everyone thought it was impossible until one guy did it. Like there's like a very famous story. People are like there's news articles. Humans will never be able to do this, and then some guy did it, right?
Yeah. And then immediately after him, I think a whole bunch of others did it too. Like there's like the law for this, right? It's like until somebody shows that something's possible, you think nothing is it isn't. And then like as soon as one person does something, it's like, oh, Now I get how he did it, and then everybody piles in.
Yeah, and that to me is comfort hoodies. He is the 4-minute mile for, and I should call it comfort hoodies. That's just one of the most popular products, but just comfort, the whole travel, anti-anxiety, you know, affordable luxury brand, whatever it ends up being to you, that's what I'm talking about, comfort. Um, that is the 4-minute mile for our industry. Let me explain why. They're public with their numbers. It's bootstrapped. It's 3 years old. Okay, never raised any funding. They went from $0 in revenue to 100 million. They're like, and then maybe it was like 30 million or something. Anyway, they'll do like $600 million this year, right? So the third full year of business, $600 million
That's
in top line
mental.
revenue. We're talking HexCloud level scale in a third of the time. And
Also selling things that are like a tenth of the price.
totally, yeah, they're selling a
Like
ton
that
of
volume
volume.
is mental. Like
Yeah. When I first met him and I heard about that, I'm like, that's impossible. That's like my first response. I'm like, I don't get it. Like it's like meeting aliens for the first time. It's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But you dive into the numbers, you see the screenshots, you talk to him, and it is multi-level marketing, but like not scammy and done really well. So I want to kind of break down that whole funnel, the whole process behind it. But I just really want people to wrap their mind around it. Like Ridge has been around for, you know, a decade at this point, and we're not going to do $600 million this year, right? He's done it in way less time, and he's done it completely bootstrapped, and he's done it to such a scale that is just like unbelievable in a category you just couldn't think it was possible. So he was the flagship speaker. We learned a lot from him. Kind of break that down after I give you guys a play-by-play of the event.
dude, let's do it. This has been a company that makes no sense to me. So I'm with you. It's like I clearly know it's possible because I've like we're in a couple groups with Hudson. Like I know it's there. It just doesn't compute, man. like like the numbers on like the order volumes alone. I'm looking at his like average price on his site. I'm like, how? How? Like at 30, 40 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever like the default item price is on a site. You do that math and like who's shipping this crap? Like how are you getting this kind of volume? So just please, can you teach me?
Yeah.
What did you
This
learn so the rest
this
of us
is
can take it?
second or third hand knowledge. So we'll continue to pass it on.
That's better than zero hand knowledge that I have right now. So like let's go.
Okay, so first of all, you know, Hudson and Jared are good friends, and Jared's like, "Hey, come to LA. We'll do like a little meetup or whatever." Hudson's always trying to think bigger, so he's like, "I want it to be the biggest meetup possible," right? And I think Hudson he started the brand because he has like some anxiety or he has like some mental health, you know, struggles in the past, and he's been open about that. So he's like, "Hey, let's raise money for this charity." So I think we raised $50,000 for the charity
Oh,
of his
sick.
choice. Yeah, and that's the whole community coming out. So it ended up being 100 people getting together. Mary Ruth provided the house, the beverages, the food. I mean, it's a beautiful location. Everyone was hanging out. And it started just like with everyone there was doing 7, 8 figures in revenue. I mean, a bunch of great brands. Alice from First Day was there. Cody
Yep.
Plofker flew in. So like we had like a bunch of people hanging out. Um, and Mary Ruth started with unpacking her journey. So if you guys don't know Mary Ruth Organics, they are also doing $600 million this year. I mean, they're very public, over $100 million in EBITDA. Her and her ex-husband David started this brand together. They were totally broke. I think David was a spiritual teacher at the time. He's really into like Kabbalah. So if you
Still
ever
is, man. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
that's part of the story. Uh, you know, they met doing Kabbalah. They had the exact same birthday, and like it was just like fate. They were married like within 3 months or whatever. They have 4 beautiful children. They built the business from nothing into this massive empire, right? That'll do hundreds of millions of dollars. And then they took a big cash out of the business. They sold 30% to private equity and they got hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Then after a year of that, after having all this money in the bank, they realized it was a mistake and they bought back their business. Okay. So they took debt out on the company and used that debt. It's like, you know, we talk about debt recaps here. When you have a business, you can put debt on it and you can take that debt to do something else, right? Pay yourself. They did a reverse. They have the business. They own 67% of it. They put debt on it to buy out the remaining shareholders, right? At a markup because the business is growing, right? So their private equity group got a good return on their investment and they buy back their equity. And then There's been 2 phases of that. So they took out debt and they took out debt again more recently to buy out the rest of their business. So they're officially own the whole thing again. They bought all of it back. But she just, the first hour of the event, maybe 2 hours of the event was her explaining that journey, right? Starting this
Yeesh.
business with David. Then like the personal aspect of like, being husband and wife, having these kids, selling the business, getting a divorce, buying the business back. They're still incredibly good friends. They're both still running the business together, but like very vulnerable breakdown of like this story, right? That's the first hour.
I would have flown
Uh,
in just for that. Like just that alone.
Yeah. So she really is a rock star for hosting the event and then doing like the flagship keynote speech in a way that I've never seen a speech done before. She actually called up like all these important people from her life. So like she's on stage speaking and like within the first 2 minutes, she's calling 6 or 7 people on stage. David's one of them. And then she goes in the line and explains how important everybody is to her story and her journey. So
Wow.
anyway, Mary Ruth, check her out, buy some of her vitamins. She's killing it. But they now own their whole business again. So like there's a bunch of debt on the business. They have to pay that debt off, but like they went through the journey of, having nothing, having everything, and deciding the company's worth more than everything or than the cash ever was. So they're back to building that great business. So that was the first one. Any questions on that?
No, I've I know David well enough that like I remember him posting the details when he did that in our chat group. And I think it was you or somebody else was like, dude, that is insane.
Sean here to tell you about Saras Analytics and Saras Pulse. Ridge is profitable every single day, and we've taken that super seriously since we built this business. We track contribution margin by day. We look at the SKUs we sell every single day, and we have to do this manually up until Saras Analytics came out. We take all of our SKU level data, we build it into the data warehouse. Everything that goes into making a true P&L, I get on a day-to-day basis. Saras Pulse gives you clarity, so your COO and your CFO and your CMO start speaking the same language. Contribution margin shifts teams away from hoping profits survive the season to managing them in real time. Book a walkthrough with the Saras Pulse team today. Click the link in the description, and thank you, Saras, for bringing you this show.
The whole thing is just nuts. But I think like the thing that I admire is just the conviction that they have over the long term in the thing that they're building, right? I don't know that I've ever had such high conviction in anything like that. Like to take that kind of risk on.
So many people just spend time chasing to get the exit or get the cash.
Yeah.
And so like they got the cash and then they realized, nah, the company's more valuable. I'd rather have the company. And so
That's a common thing that you hear from like a lot of billionaires will tell you, like the ones that sold, if you ask them what would they change, they would say I never would have sold. I would have just kept the damn company because it was a great company and I'm never going to beat it.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's different when your name's on the bottle, right? It's Mary Ruth Organics, right? So
Yeah.
she's like, I can't do something else. Like, this is my thing. Cody runs his family business and I think Bobby Brown had the same issue. Like his mom was like, yeah, my name's on the thing. And now forever it's some company somebody controls that they can do whatever they want with it. And my name's on it. But anyway, so badasses, nothing but respect for them. Really awesome that they jumped in. They told their whole story. They talked about the pros, the cons, building the whole thing. And then, I brought up, David being into Kabbalah. Dude, that guy's like famous in Kabbalah. So if you're hanging out with David outside, random people will run up to him and like thank him for his spiritual teachings. So it's just so weird because I'm like, bro, I know you're from Amazon. It's like,
I know. I watch what he chats about in our text group, and then I'm like, I follow him on Instagram. I feel like he puts a cape on for one of those jobs. Like he's Bruce Wayne and Batman. He's got 2 different lives that he lives.
Yeah, it's so funny you're talking about, Amazon buy box tactics and that he's teaching people how to get saved by God or whatever.
I know.
Anyway, super cool. Okay, now the comfort side of it. So the panel was me, Jeremy from Kitsch, David Guillaume from Mary Ruth Organics, and Hudson from COMFRT. And like I said, it's the 4-minute mile, right? How has this business been able to be so big, so good, so fast? It probably comes down to like 3 or 4 core tactics that we're gonna kind of break down here today. The first is operating at a scale that is unbelievable. Okay. So you talked about like, they're shipping all these packages. It starts at the content generation side, right? And this is where I feel like I'm a boomer. Like I feel like I'm unk. And Cody has the same feelings. I pay per post for influencers. I find
Yeah.
people with reach or people who are famous, and I pay them to post. Okay. There's no click data tied to that. There's no sales data tied to that. Like it's kind of impression driven, but like that's the model I've been playing at for a very long time. Cody's the same way. Everyone listening to this is probably the same way. We're paying people to post. That's our influencer strategy. What COMFRT does is they just want the best content possible, right? So they source creators and they have Discords and they use TikTok Shop affiliate programs, but really they're just trying to find anybody who will make content and they want to pay people for that content on a per sale basis, right? So that sounds like a normal TikTok Shop strategy, but like I'm gonna explain sort of like the scale. So in November, he opens it up to all of his affiliates. He's like, hey, if you make 1,000 pieces of content, if you post 1,000 videos in November, I will give you $10,000. Okay. And he has 5,000 people who are like, I'd love $10,000. This sounds amazing, right? Like I would love to get that. So 5,000, 10,000 people enter. And to do that, you have to post multiple times a day, right? Like just
Dude,
the
that's
math.
insane. That's like more than 10 posts per day.
Yeah. So like the math is just like you have to post so often, right? And the thing is, he wants them to post. He wants them to post onto their platforms. If you tell a celebrity, I want you to post, you know how difficult it is? They fight over every single word. They put the link in wrong, whatever, right? Because they have like their own image. But when you have people who are 18 years old and they live in wherever on earth, like these people are not, they don't have followers and they're just like, hey, I'm going to hustle it because I know this guy will give me 10 grand if I post all these photos, right? Or all these videos. And here's the thing. So let's say 5,000 affiliates enter. By week 2, only 50 people are still posting every day, right? So all of their posts you got for free because those people fell out. Nobody can actually post that much, right? But by the end of it, you have 10 people who just learned how to post the greatest videos ever. Every single day, they're honing their skills and they make affiliate commission along the way, right? So like they will get
Yeah.
affiliate commission along the way. But it's how do you turn like an affiliate into like a mercenary for your brand? How do you turn them into like they're gonna go out there and tell everyone, they're gonna sing the praises like of what is capable if you like work for and believe in the brand that is COMFRT.
That's the part I don't get. So like I understand the volume aspect. So I even understand the reaching out to a lot of creators at scale. Like I guess like the comp for me with us would be like we do a lot of product seeding, right? But the piece that I don't understand is like if you're the creator, why like do you think it's just the financial incentive to post that much that gets them that engaged with the brand? And then because he's had a lot of creators for a long time. So like this was just a one-time thing that he did in November. What is the thing that COMFRT has that makes that many creators want to be spokespeople and salespeople for the brand?
Yeah, and like it's really you have to break your frame of thinking when it comes to this because even like working with creators or doing product seeding, you're probably hitting people who are actively involved in the creator economy to some degree. Like he specifically says he wants people who have no followers. Like he wants people who have never posted before, right? Because these people haven't made money on the internet. And if they start working with COMFRT, he's like, that's how you get people who are loyalists, people who are like so bought into the brand. Right. The other thing, I mean, he has a couple checklists, but like one of the most important ones is your brand has to stand for something, right? You can't just be generic. Like this doesn't work for Temu or Walmart. And
I mean,
he's
it's
like,
interesting for me. It'll work for us. Like for
yeah,
sure it
totally.
will. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to have something people can buy into. You have to have a story that's worth sharing. The other aspect is it can't just be about financials. He's like, because the top affiliates, the top creators know it's all about financials. They will move to the next offer as soon as they can get a bag from somebody else. It's like you have to have people who really become, martyrs, missionaries into your brand, right? Like people who are like live or die COMFRT. Because he's like because the people he's had for a long time, he's had them since the brand didn't exist. So these people know what's possible. So anyway, and I'm going to talk about like the person to person aspect next, but just really understanding the scale of this, right? He has, I think he said 50,000 people have made a creator video for them. So like on TikTok Shop, they've made a video trying to sell something. It's like a huge number, right? Most of them go flame out and go nowhere. But out of those 50,000, it's finding the 500 right? That are every day showing up, every day posting, every day trying to drive the brand mission forward. They're like salespeople. They're like the
Yep.
Costco Roadshow people, right?
Yep.
But they're doing it online. Um, and the best training ground for that is like, I think doing these challenges where, hey, if you post 1,000 times in a month, like I will guarantee you, I will pay you some amount of money, even if your videos suck and you get absolutely no views, because those people, when they get the money, they're like, oh, this guy's legit. And I've just learned a skill. I've been in boot camp for the last 30 days. So anyway, that's incredibly interesting. Now I'm going to talk about the nurturing aspect of it. So he every day is in the Discord with his creators. Every day he's pumping people up. He is doing video calls one-on-one with the top affiliates. And every month he is running, or sorry, I think it's every week, a 2-hour call with all the affiliates. And he's just in there hyping them up. And that's why it's like, it's a cult of personality. You have to get in there and like be Billy Mays. You have to be the salesman for the brand. You have to get these sales reps stoked to go out there and make content. And he brings in success stories. He's like, look, his top affiliate makes like $200,000 a month. And he just brings her in. She's like, yeah, tell her what's possible. Tell her what's going on. Right. So I bring up that it's very MLM adjacent, right? Multi-level marketing adjacent. But the difference is they're not making money getting new affiliates.
There's
right?
no multi-level to it. It's just the like the community and the one-on-one relationship building that's the same.
Yeah, the social selling aspect to it.
Yeah.
Where like you're getting people together, you're making the content. So you have to, one, think way bigger, way broader, way more reach than everything you're thinking about right now. It is not one-to-one affiliate or influencer deals. It's like you're trying to get tens of thousands of people to make videos for you. And then you want to cultivate them with the best of the best. And then you want to heavily pay them, right? And then it is nurturing those leads, right? Or employees or whatever in like a very inspirational way, right? And then the third piece that everyone thinks it's just a TikTok shop brand, right? When you talk to people, they talk about COMFRT, they're like, oh, it's a TikTok shop brand. He's the number 3 brand on TikTok shop. That's very big. He'll do $20 million this month on TikTok shop. His business will do $150 million this month or whatever. So TikTok shop's a very small percentage of it. He's the number 1 spender on Snapchat. He spends $100,000 a day plus every single day on Snapchat. So it is taking all of the content, the best content, and then bringing that to other platforms as paid media. And then he still pays them affiliate commission on that. So he'll run
on other platforms.
Yeah. So he'll run the ads and he'll track it UTM length in Northbeam, in whatever. And if they make good content and they drive sales on Snapchat, he's paying them affiliate commission on that. So it is very much affiliate first, very much creator first, very much content first. All those things are at the forefront. And then he unites it with paid media. So his paid media funnel is just, he always has great content. He always has great videos.
Every SaaS company says they are AI powered, but very few can explain what it actually does for the revenue of my brand. This is why Postscript's approach stood out to us. They don't just build AI for demos or buzzwords. They built it to drive real incremental revenue. Postscript's AI called Shopper, it shows up inside of SMS at moments with real buyer intent when shoppers are likely asking questions, hesitating, maybe even about to drop off. Shopper can answer product questions instantly, answer questions about fit, availability, recommendations, order issues, the kinds of stuff that people usually bounce for. This means more conversions, higher AOV, less lost demand, so you are driving more revenue and doing it more efficiently. Check out Shopper from Postscript. We use it at Pela, which is why I am telling you to check it out. Okay, so I guess first thing that comes to mind is in order to make this work, you have to have pretty high margins because you're paying an affiliate commission, right? Which I'm assuming is at least 5-10% at his volumes. It's probably maybe 5, somewhere in there. Then you have to have ad spend. So like some percentage of that sale is going to ad spend. I'm just like, I guess you need like pretty solid gross margin to make that work. Because I'm looking at like my own, if I look at Pela and I look at like what am I spending of every dollar that goes to ads, like you've talked about this, right? Like your business and mine are probably very similar. We probably run between a 2 and a 2.5 MER most of the year. And then there's moments where I can like get a lot more. So to add like another 10% in an affiliate commission on top of that, you got to have the margin stack to make that work. And I'm also like, I'd love your take on this, but like, what are the other mechanics of the category or the product that allow him to do this, to like go so aggressive in the recruiting, the paying, and the engaging of these affiliates? Because this is not cheap. Like, I don't think it would work for every category.
It doesn't work for every category because the brand needs to have like something people can latch onto. It has to be special to some degree,
There
right?
needs to
Like,
be a mission. So that's like one. There needs to be a mission. There needs to be margin. It's funny, we always say this here. There's no margin, there's no mission. So I like this. What's the other thing then? Like, what is it? Is it the leader? Like that Hudson himself is just so charismatic, and that because the other thing that when I look at Comfort, I see a female dominant brand. Like all of his top, I go and like look at his top TikTok creators. They're all women.
yeah, it's very, very female first. I didn't actually ask him what his breakdown for, gender is. Um, okay, but let's tackle point by point. So there needs to be enough margin to pay for this increased cost. And I guess the flip side is we are very comfortable giving half of our money to Meta, but wouldn't it be better if we gave 33% of our money to Meta and then like we give the rest of the money to these people who are
Dude, in theory, I love that. Yeah, I love that. But like, what if it's half your money to Meta plus another whatever to the affiliates?
yeah, and that's why I like there's it's a great parable because there's things to learn, but things don't apply to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, I we're gonna try to make Ridge more Gen Z focused, more TikTok shop focused, more affiliate focused, but like it's gonna be pushing water uphill. Like we're a male centric product. We don't have a mission tied to it. We're very much gifting oriented. Like the wallet doesn't save your life, right? And like the comfort hoodies and the whole mission of like less anxiety, mental health awareness, all that type of stuff. People can be like, comfort is helping me in my day to day and is making my life better and saving my
Right.
life or something in a way that like the wallet will never do. So
Yeah.
that is a critical piece. But on the margin, yeah, if you have that built in, the affiliate commission only is paid on first time orders. So like, if you're looking at repeating this out, you should look at things that have some sort of natural repeat to them, right?
Right. And in fashion accessories, like people buy a lot of them, right? Like
You
once
know,
you get them, there's some amount of LTV.
yeah, probably 25% of people are going to buy 5 times a year or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like you'll do anything to get those people in the front door. And this is just a great way. Also helps being so viral, so being everywhere. A lot of people don't check out on TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is a great top of funnel awareness driver, but it's a horrible checkout engine. So if you measure
Yeah.
things on return on the platform, there's just going to be spillover. He sells a ton on Amazon. He sells a ton on his website. His website's most of his revenue, but you think about him as the number 3 TikTok shop seller. That is just top of funnel awareness that spills over to his website and everywhere else.
Yeah. It's again, this comes back to like was it the old Bezos thing? Like your margin is my opportunity. Like my takeaway from TikTok Shop so far, correct me if I'm wrong here, is the ones that win on TikTok Shop are the ones who can go on there and say like, I actually don't need to make any money here. I can use it as like a lever for everywhere else that I am.
I've never seen anyone turn a profit on TikTok Shop as a P&L. So
Yeah, like
I mean,
on it as a standalone channel, like you would not be building your business there.
yeah, and I think there's a Gen Z focused hair care brand for men called Based.
Yep.
And they're doing really well on there. And us even talking about TikTok Shop P&L is like a boomer strategy to them. It's
Right.
it is just about getting impressions and then capturing sales everywhere possible. And that's really where we start getting to like agnostic commerce. It's like, I don't care where I'm sold. I just need to be sold everywhere because if there's a checkout box on the internet, if I'm famous enough, people will try to buy Ridge Wallet there. And that's the Hudson approach, I think, the comfort approach.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I like for it. Can you back up a few minutes ago? You said something about Gen Z and TikTok, like that was one of the things that makes like you want to get Ridge to be more Gen Z folk oriented as a brand. Is that because your thesis is like that is largely who is consuming on TikTok shops? Or is that a broader like longevity of Ridge, like we want to be more Gen Z oriented?
Yeah, and sorry, I'm not talking about the actual people that are 18 to 25 right now, that is Gen Z. I'm talking about like in internet speak, like TikTok shop and getting good at that form of marketing is very Gen Z coded. It's
Okay.
like
I got you. All right.
the marketing I do right now is very millennial coded, which is like Facebook ads, YouTube influencer. Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna get I'm gonna get really good at app loving. It's like this is boomer, and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna make, you know, I'm not gonna say Hudson doesn't do this, but like the brands that are crushing it on TikTok Shop make claims that are illegal, and they kind of hand wash it because it's through affiliates, and the affiliates are making the claims and they're not making the claims. Hudson doesn't do this because it's a hoodie. It's like there's no claims to be made. But
Yeah.
look at like the best selling supplements. It's like see
Oh,
what the
they're
affiliates are saying.
scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super scary, man. I actually like I got so many questions on the TikTok shop side. That's actually one of the things I wonder with American ownership. Does this stuff start to change, right? Because like an American company might not want a whole whack of people making claims. Like the is the US, is it called the FTC? What's the
FDA.
no, not the FDA, but that's for drugs. But isn't there like a commission that's very consumer protective or protectionist in the States? Like
Yeah.
there's a
Well,
governing body that
I
like
think
really cares about the consumer.
yeah. So I mean the FTC sues people for false claims all the time.
Yeah. Like if you're an American owner at TikTok, would that not concern you?
If you're scaling an e-commerce brand today, ads alone aren't enough. Aftersell focuses on the one moment that every brand already owns, after checkout, and turns the post-purchase moment into more profit. Monetize every order with post-purchase offers and thank you page experiences without disrupting checkout or hurting conversion. Enterprise-grade tech used by Gap, Ticketmaster, Macy's, and Target, now driving results for brands like True Classic, Hexclad, Ridge, and Jones Road. I would know. This is the reason I ended up buying 3 pans from Hexclad instead of 2. Aftersell has already generated over $1 billion in additional revenue for e-commerce brands, revenue that doesn't require more traffic or higher CAC. So check out Aftersell and tell them that the operator sent you.
One takeaway from this is that people are too myopically focused on TikTok Shop in and of itself, right? Well, I'm telling you
Okay.
right now, COMFRT is incredibly successful. TikTok Shop is an avenue of their success, but they are not a TikTok Shop brand. Like they're making 80% of the
Clearly.
revenue,
Yeah.
everywhere else, right? But the problem with recreating this is that a black swan is, TikTok Shop is changing ownership. The Ellisons are buying it. The Ellisons are very interested in owning the media. They bought Paramount. They're trying to buy HBO. They
Yeah.
bought TikTok. I think it's so that they can control the narrative for an entire generation or the entire country. Like that's what they're trying to do. And I just don't know if shopping will play a part of that. Maybe they get rid of shopping because they're like, no, you actually up the feed, and we want people to watch more conservative TikToks. Like that's
Right. Yeah. They
that's
might have other motives, right? That are not
yeah.
purely profit driven. So in that case, like, so you're as Ridge then, you're looking at like, okay, how do we make TikTok shops work? And you've been posting messages about TikTok shop. So like, as you look to the platform, is your thesis similar to what COMFRT is doing? Like, we're going to use it for top of funnel awareness. Like, we're just going to make as much noise as possible using this thing for as long as we can, and whatever happens, happens. Is that the idea? Like, just layer it into the existing stack of stuff you do?
Yeah. So my thesis is TikTok Shop will not work for Ridge because we are too out of a price point. We are too men's focused, and we don't have the network effects that a goalie or somebody else might have. Right. If you buy a Ridge wallet, thank you for your purchase. You will not come back and not buy another wallet. Where a goalie or a Mary Ruth Organics has some sort of LTV tied to that product. So my thesis is it's not going to work for me. Okay. But with that being said, if there's a 5% chance that this is the next Facebook, I have to give an honest effort. So I'm doing 10 grand a day right now on TikTok Shop. I'm spending 10 grand a day on TikTok Shop ads, GMV plus or whatever, right? And I'm paying agencies to find me a bunch of creators and post, because what I don't have in the hustle that Hudson had when he was starting it, what I don't have in like going in there and like hyping up these groups, I have in capital, and I'm just going to pay agencies to get me a bunch of people. So I'm working with a men's focused TikTok shop agency to try to make it work. And, they're posting 100 videos a day or whatever. Right. And then that content, the best of it, I promote more of it. And then I get I try to jumpstart that whole flywheel.
So that's
what
how
I'm
you're
working on right now.
bypassing the creator recruitment part.
Yeah. And
the agency's doing it for you.
And there's a bunch of agencies who have access to tons of creators in Discords. But doing that will only get you so far, because Hudson has built one-to-one relationships with the great, like 500 of the greatest affiliates of all time. And they text him all day. And like, and like he's their boss, and like they believe in the mission and they believe in what he's doing, and they get paid very well at the same time.
Okay. So I guess then, did he talk much about what they do? I'm also interested in the idea of paying the creators across platforms, right? So like he takes the content, he recycles that to other places where he spends ad dollars against it. He's got to have some reasonable way to track all of that then. Like,
Yeah, so I
how
think
do you
he's
get
just
on
using
Amazon?
right. So this is just for his website.
Okay.
So like let's talk about some of the advantages of his business. Okay. One, you know, yes, TikTok Shop affiliate and TikTok Shop fees eat up margin. Well, that's 20% of his business or whatever, right? So like there's a lot of spillover that those affiliates on TikTok Shop drive that he's not paying for. So he's not paying them on Amazon. He's not paying them when they just Google when people just Google the brand, right? So he's getting a lot of, it sounds like a lot, like a 10 or 20% commission, but like it's only applicable to 20% of orders. Then he's taken the best content and he's running it on ads. So he's running that on Facebook, he's running that on Snapchat, and that's to his website. But the only way to track that is going to be
Last
Northbeam.
click UTM or Northbeam
Yeah,
UTM. Yeah.
which my Northbeam ROAS might be 0.4 or 0.6, even though my business is at a 2x. So like we know Facebook has a halo effect, just like TikTok Shop has a halo effect, and he's only paying on a third of that right now. So effectively, he might pay commission in aggregate on 25% of orders, first time orders. And then so it's actually just not as painful as it might sound. Like a big commission, but like you can never capture what people are Googling, so you don't know who to pay that commission to.
Does any of this remind you of the Facebook organic days? Like, you remember all the BuzzFeeds of the world who all built these like crazy businesses because you could just post organic content to Facebook and get weird amounts of reach, right? Before Facebook figured out its ad machine and basically flipped the whole thing on its head. Is any of this remind you that like, is this working on TikTok? Because you can have an individual affiliate or creator post 10 to 20 times a day, and it's volume because like one of them might go viral for God knows whatever reason, right? Does that organic reach just go away at some point? Like,
For sure.
does TikTok just turn this into an ad machine? It's going to have to flip at some point, right? It can't all be free forever.
Yeah. And what I would say is it's just like that. And if you go on TikTok, the ad load's already incredibly high.
Yes.
Between shop posts and between actual ads, it's probably at 50% of the posts or ads are monetized to some degree, right? So I think it's already happening. That's why like the window is, if not closed, is closing fast. But I just think there's good learnings that can apply to so many different businesses. The other thing is the reason why their scale is so big and so impressive is he's the most sophisticated person doing it. I've talked to a lot of 9-figure TikTok brands, but they're always like, they don't have the system as built out as he went and actually built it out. He doesn't have this idea of like, taking the content, running on ads, building a meta machine, building a standalone D2C business. Because like the reality is COMFRT's going to continue to grow and be successful, even if TikTok Shop gets banned, because of all the effort he's put into it that started with
Right.
being good at TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the anybody who got big. It's like anybody who gets big with a tactic today, even if that tactic goes away, they still like a certain amount of momentum and inertia that you just get now, right? So like you bought so much reach. In this case, like he's buying it, but not directly like with ads, right? He's playing this arbitrage attention game on TikTok while it's still available.
And it's worth an effort for everybody just to figure out how these flywheels actually work, like how to make them work for your business. Like, dude, I'm going in with like a 95% chance it fails for Rage, but I'm going to light a couple $100,000 on fire because like if it's the next $100 billion switch, which was Facebook ads were $0, now they're $100 billion a year. TV was $100 billion a year. Now it's $100 billion a year. It's like, it hasn't grown. If this is the next switch, like this whole organic affiliate flywheel, I gotta try, give it my best chance at making it work. The other black swan event is if AI content just really does take over the internet. And then it's like, you don't need the affiliates making 1,000 videos a month or whatever, because AI is just going to do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a whole bunch of chatter on like how legal is all that AI UGC, right? Like you can't have fake people doing testimonial style content, whereas a lot of these creators can absolutely do it. Like they're using the product, they can speak from firsthand experience. It's going to be illegal to get AI to do that. Like it has to be.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure it's already illegal to do that.
yeah, but if you want the speed of the American court system to solve something for you, it's like, good luck, dude. If
Yeah.
that's what you're counting on.
Was there anything else that Hudson told you guys that was just sort of like nobody had really quite thought of things this way before?
I mean, the most striking comments I think I've already said, but I specifically asked him, how many followers are you looking for when you reach out to affiliates or potential affiliates? And his answer was as little as possible. He's like, you do not want people who currently are valuing their reach. You want the smallest amount possible because the algorithm just wants good content. And follower count is not a direct correlation with the ability to create good content. So
No.
he takes people who have, and he takes a lot of people, thousands of people through this funnel who have no followers, have never made content. He tries to make them make good content. And the ones who rise to the top after the 1,000 videos in a month make amazing content, right? And now they can go and make a career doing this. But it's like anything. There's a lot of attrition.
That hurts my brain, man. So like he's basically it's like a talent scout for a sports team, right? He's out there looking at these people before they're actually pros. And he's got some criteria that he's built or his team has built to like identify the ones that have potential and then put them through the system or not, or he's just saying like, hey, you've got a pulse. You want to make videos, take a swing.
Yeah. And the ask is big. It's like you have to make 1,000 videos, but if you do it, I guarantee you'll get $10,000, right? And you want somebody who's like, holy, yeah, I want to try that. And then because like the ask is big, it's probably 2 or 3 hours a day, but like,
Right.
it's only 2 or 3 hours a day.
Yeah. And I guess there's a lot of people who have 2 or 3 hours a day, like especially young people. They've probably got the time.
Yeah. And then it's just like, do you have somebody who will get better every single time, who will actually commit to it and who will prove it? And at the end of it, you have someone who makes killer content. And then that person, you've worked with them every day for 30 days. They're like, this guy's my mentor, right? I'm bought into the whole system.
It's not too dissimilar to, I heard you on our show, other places talk about like the ad machine, the math on the ad machine, like how many ads you have to make to find winners is probably similar to this, right? Like if you go recruit 50,000 creators just to get down to 500 great affiliates, you probably make 50,000 ads just to find 500 great ones.
Yeah. But it's a good analogy. I think the ads thing is you get better at it over time, where you never
Right.
get better at pulling in random people because it's just random.
It's just random. And so then it's just a volume game. You have to actually go find tens of thousands of people who are willing to try this.
What's up, operators? Welcome to the Richpanel ad read. Richpanel has been a sponsor for over 12 months. I've been a paying customer for over 12 months. And guess what? I just renewed to pay again for another year. We have cut our SaaS bill in half, and automation dropped our cost per ticket by 70%. Our CSAT has also improved from 88%, which is still really good, to 96%, best in class, all powered by Richpanel. I told them last year, hey, you guys need to do the same thing with returns. And now Richpanel has a returns portal. It's built to cut down your tickets and convert more refunds into exchanges. They do the heavy lifting, data import, self-service, retention flows, team training, all of it, and it'll be live in 2 weeks. If you want to save 30% guaranteed on help desk and now returns, book a demo.
You're right. Like it doesn't make sense in like my very myopic view of how brands are built and like how distribution works and paying for it.
Yeah. And it really harkens back to the era of Tom's, like, Warby Parker, buy one, give one. Like these brands are trying to have a mission behind them, but like it just was kind of feel good, kind of too corporate-y. But this is like, look, if you're really going to be a brand warrior and you're going to like, my brand is for these people, like we are changing the world for these reasons. It can really work for you, right? Like I said, like I'm not the guy jumping into Discords trying to get these people to hyped up to sell wallets. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, if people ever want me to make a passionate plea to have you buy wallets, I would just be like, yeah, they're pretty good, man. Like, you need one, right?
Everybody needs a wallet. No, actually, like I appreciate you coming on and talking about this because TikTok Shop is like probably our biggest swing of 2026 for what we're trying to do as a brand. And the thesis has been that we are mission oriented. so that we should be able to recruit people to the mission in the same way that our customer, like we have I think I commented this, but like we have a really like a weirdly high repeat rate for a case company. Like most case companies have terrible repeat customer rates. Like we've seen some numbers and we're like, wow, that's awful. Ours is like 300 or 400% higher than the average one. And I think it's because we acquire a lot of customers on I sort of messages that are very personal. Like it's not just a functional benefit kind of product purchase, right? Like people either buy us for climate reasons or they buy us for personal health reasons. They just like believe in a better product for a very small number of reasons. But it turns out that it makes for very loyal customers. And I've been looking at TikTok shops thinking like the same mechanics have to apply with recruiting creators. And this example of COMFRT is, you know, making me feel better about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and the other thing is everyone goes after the top affiliates. They're
Yeah.
trying to get the top affiliates on the platform to talk about them. And what Hudson has been able to do is create his own top affiliates because he's
Yeah.
like, and I misspoke earlier. The top affiliates are Mercenaries, and you want Missionaries, and to
Yep.
build the Missionaries to spread the brand voice, you have to do their bottoms up. But of course, when you're a big brand, the top affiliates will jump on there too because if they can sell well, like they want to make money, they will sell the brand that's selling the best. So it's like a lot of people up and they're like, oh, I'm going to go out there and try to recruit the top affiliates, but it's like trying to get in the inbox of a Kim Kardashian. It's like you better bring a big check, and then it's doomed from the start. So if I was you, I'd start with more of a groundswell. You have a product that has a purpose behind it. You have a female first audience, and yeah, man, I would start grinding it out.
Yeah. I mean, we have a huge amount of, like, we have a decent sized seating program. And most of those people actually do post to TikTok shops. And then we were going through the setup of our TikTok shop, like all the infrastructure. We're like, wow, it turns out we have a lot of people who make videos for us. We just don't really pay attention to TikTok as a brand, which just is so embarrassing to say out loud now. But it's true. Like, if I'm being honest, like I ignored that app on my phone for a long time.
And really, so it's like once you seed and once you see somebody post, it's really nurturing that person to get 50 more, 100 more posts, and like
Yeah.
bringing them in and be like, hey, you're basically going to work at the company. It's like, I'm going to teach you how to make more money in this thing. And then, so that's one piece, the actual getting the post. And the second piece, which I think is next level, is then giving them more money when you spend on that content and showing them that like, hey, look, this isn't just about your reach on TikTok shop because TikTok shop might go away. I'm going to take your content. I'm going to spend on Snapchat. I'm going to give you a percentage of that because you're going to drive sales over there too. And like, just trying to treat everyone so fair. It's a very fair approach to it.
So now that this is like, what's going through my head, Sean, is marketers ruin everything. So Hudson's talking about this stuff, right? He did an event with hundreds of people. Those people are going to go tell other people. What do you think is going to keep this from being ruined by marketers?
Yeah. The question is, why does Hudson feel comfortable telling everybody now?
Yeah.
Right. Like,
that's another way to say it.
Yeah. It's like the guy in 3 years made basically $1 billion in retail sales at margins, healthy margins, hundreds of millions of dollars in EBITDA, right? Why is he telling me? And like, why am I telling you guys? And I think it comes down to two potential paths. One is this window is closed because of a dark swan event, right? So Ellison's buying TikTok. They, without a doubt, want to control the media. Why did they buy Paramount? Why did Paramount just buy the Free Press? Why are they trying to buy HBO so aggressively? And why are they buying TikTok? They want to be, the de facto media family. They saw Secession and they're like, I love that. I want to do that.
I want to be that guy.
So that's a dark swan event, or the content just becomes AI in the future. And this whole creator thing is actually just a blip moment in time that existed between Facebook ads getting worse and AI taking over the entire world. So there's one path, it's a dark swan. The other path is Hudson's just so much better at it than everybody. He could tell you exactly what he's doing and he wouldn't do it.
That's true with most things, right? If you actually look at most things, a lot of people they know what to do. They still won't do it. You can tell somebody exactly what to do, like tell 100 people exactly what to do, and 2 will actually go try, not succeed. And I think that is actually just probably, that's what I'm actually thinking is the real truth, right? Is like, put the black swan stuff aside. It's probably just because nobody's going to do it to that level.
It's like Kobe Bryant or whatever. He's like, yeah, okay. How do you get good at basketball? He's like, well, you wake up at 6 a.m. every single day and you train for 3 hours. Then you wait 3 hours and you do it again and you do it again and you do it again. And they're
Mhm.
like, well, what about nights to go to the club? What about nope. Every single day at 6 a.m, you're in there, you're playing basketball. That's how you get
Yeah.
good at it.
Yeah.
And that's Hudson in front of everybody. He's like, here's what you need to do. Reach out to thousands of people personally. You have to invite them into the brand. You have to explain your mission. You have to explain your values. You have to get on calls with them. You have to coach them through every post. You have to watch them get better. You have to pay them a bunch of money. You have to make it work. And eventually you'll have a big business. And people hear that, they're like,
That's
not for me.
explained that way. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So that's great. Longtime sponsor Northbeam is launching incrementality later this quarter. This means that you can now have the trifecta of marketing measurement all in one platform. That is multi-touch attribution, media mix modeling, and incrementality holdouts all inside of Northbeam. You can automate that lift testing end to end, unify results with your MTA and your MMM. This is a lot of letters, but if you know, you know. And you can start to cut what doesn't work and you can scale what works. And you can do this all with confidence. This is why this is such an incredible add to Northbeam. Northbeam's incrementality measures what results marketing is actually generating, not just what they're claiming credit for. As a CEO, that's like music to my ears. Sign up now and you can lock in 50% off unlimited tests for the year. I think the comfort mission thing, what I like about it is, I like there is one. What we found with Pela, and again, this is paid acquisition. This is not what he's talking about, I guess, in this like sort of affiliate driven way. But our eco messaging takes a long time to convert people. Those people typically wind up being our best customers, right? And I found that like our toxin-free, microplastic-free messaging converts faster. It just hasn't been around long enough for me to speak to like the lifetime value of those customers. But I do wonder if like this whole thing is just an arbitrage and attention. Like, is comfort just so good at arbing the system? I don't know what his lifetime value looks like, but can you maybe unpack that for me? Why does that part work so well for them? Like, what has he got?
I think his mission is unique in the fact that it is very selfish. And what I mean by that is it's about getting rid of your anxiety. Like the
Right.
hoodie is heavy and he has a travel hoodie and people hate airplanes. They hate traveling. So he made a hoodie that is 15% better for traveling than anything else on the market. And that extra 15%, one, you get the benefit of talking about your mission to end this anxiety. And if you buy it, it directly solves the problem. And let's counter that with the two things you have. So the eco thing, it's a mission people want to buy into, but it doesn't actually help me today. It's like,
No.
look, they're still going to burn tires in China and India, right? So like if I buy it, it's not going to help me. With the microplastic toxic thing, like that actually could affect my life right now. It's like, look, I don't want people to be poisoned, but I really don't want me to be poisoned. So I'm going to buy your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so one is faster moving on the front without proof yet that it's better long term. And then the other one is longer term better, but slower moving on the front. And what he's got is possibly both, right? Is because it's selfish, people move really quickly, they act. The creators also want to join in because they identify with it. So I love that part. But then I think the customers are also, it's like creator and customer are super aligned is what I'm seeing. Like that's probably my takeaway here.
Yeah. Imagine if you had a pill that every time you every time you bought Ozempic, they also gave food to kids that are starving. It's like you'd buy into this mission of like, yeah, I don't want kids to starve, but I don't want to be fat. So it's kind of like
Right.
a double win, right? And that's what the anxiety messaging I think of comfort has, where the eco messaging is lacking. But maybe with the microplastics, you could hit on both because like, hey,
Yep.
we're helping save the world and we're helping save you. I think that's critical.
Yeah. We're really like a lot of our success right now is better for you and better for planet. And that works well for us.
Yeah. Okay. In the last 5 minutes, I do have to bring up, how does he grow so fast while bootstrapping?
Yeah, dude.
I think cash flow management's key, but I think it's a couple things, right? You're paying affiliate commissions after the sale happens, unlike Facebook ads where you pay it to get the sale. I know that sounds stupid, but that is in of itself buying you a couple days of accounts receivable, accounts payable. Like you're arbing AR a little bit there, right? You're getting the money first, and then you're paying the affiliate commission. And even the fastest you could do that is still going to take 4 or 5 days, right? The sales are coming in, you're tracking them, you're validating them, and then you're paying the commission. And what if you wait 30 days to make sure there's no returns, right? So like you could be saving yourself a ton of money on the affiliate side versus paying Facebook today. That also, I'm sure he has great terms at his factory. I mean, he's buying more hoodies than
yeah.
anyone else in America. He probably has really great terms at his factory. But the second thing is go on his website. He incentivizes pre-orders. And it's a small incentive. It's you save $5, but you wait 60 days to save that $5. Some people are going to do that because they don't need it right now. They're traveling in 3 months or whatever. And that obviously hella helps with cash flow. So I just want to bring up those last couple of points.
Dude, the pre-order thing, when I saw that like 2-3 months ago, whenever Hudson got added to one of our chat groups, I remember going to the site. I'm like, oh, this is either really stupid or it's genius. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, oh no, it's genius. This is like straight up, it's got to be cash flow.
Yeah, you don't get to triple your business without outside capital or without really awesome cash flow. So just think about those two pieces, the pre-orders, right? Because he's a travel focused brand a little bit, people know that they're going to be traveling whenever, or if it's your 8th hoodie, you don't need another one right now. I'll wait. I'll save the extra $5 and I'll get it in 3 months or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
And then paying affiliates after the sale, huge cash flow benefit that I don't think people talk about enough.
That's genius. I mean, my head's off to the guy. Like, it's just an incredible story. It's a very cool business. And it's awesome that he was willing to go to LA because he doesn't live in LA, right? Like he flew out to speak to a lot of people to basically share all the goods, and he's generous for doing that. So Hudson, if you listen to this, that's just awesome.
The other shocking thing is how down to earth and chill he is. It's like, I've met a lot of people in e-commerce, and even people with small amounts of success are total assholes, right? Like people doing $40 million a year will try to be a big dog to you. And this guy doing 600 million is just down to chat, wanted to give money to charity, willing to talk to anybody at this thing. So awesome. Fantastic. I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he lets me tell the story a little bit. So we're chipping off a little piece of his shine, but don't worry. He'll be on as a guest soon enough. Cool, Matt.
Hey, Sean, this was great. This was awesome. I learned a shitload. I'm going to actually try to get this recording before we release it and send it to my team.
Yeah, dude. You can act early on it. There's one other piece I want to circle back to.
It's funny. He sent me a message on Telegram. I'm in a chat group with him and some other people, and he sends me a message because he finds out I'm Canadian, and he's like, "Hey, my name's Hudson. I'm the owner of COMFRT. Would you be willing to talk to me about Canada?" And I'm like, "Dude, yeah, no problem. Like, happy to." It was like the nicest way to ask for help ever. I'm like, this guy's great.
Yeah, always down to ask for help, always down to share. So, David Guillaume dropped one piece of knowledge is that like there's givers and there's takers, especially like in small communities like ours, right? And his goal, David Guillaume's goal is to always be a net giver, because if you take too much, he's like, you get exiled from the group. He's like, they'll just cut you out of the conversations if all you do is take. So it's like, he talks about him meeting Hudson for the first time and then like fighting over who can help each other the most, right? It's like, no, I'm going to tell you things to help your business. And it's just because you want to immediately deliver value, which is nice, dude. And look, I want everybody to keep winning. I guess the thing I wanted to circle back to and say was, when you hear about the 4-minute mile, you either get stoked that somebody did it, or you get dismissive that it can't be done. And there must be some failure there. And I've been both sides of that, right? It's like when you hear about somebody doing $600 million, you're like, that's a lie. It must be a scam. How could somebody do that? Or you could be like, holy heck, can that guy teach me how to do it? And one of those people is more successful. If you go in with optimism all the time, sometimes you will get scammed, sometimes you'll get burned, whatever. But it's just a way, way easier way to live.
Yeah, pessimists sound smart and optimists get wealthy. That's how I like to look at things.
We have a newsletter. We throw events. I do this as a hobby. I make not very much money doing this. I choose to do this because I love e-commerce and I love doing this. I love talking to everybody. We're going to bring higher quality episodes. I'm going to be more guests on more shows. We're going to have cool going on all the time. Thank you for being here. It's a fun hobby. Talk to you later. Goodbye.